also, what is this, the being given this award? What does it mean for your years and years of hard work and entrepreneurial thing? How do you feel about it?
Oh, I'm honored to be in presence of so many hot, creative entrepreneurs, and the people who won today, like the guy who turned Crocs around. I didn't even know Crocs was hot again. The creative people, and I think it's important for American business to kind of focus on creativity as opposed to quarterly results. A lot of our businesses are exploitative of our environment, the animals, of other human beings, and there are innovative ways to make the world a better place and to make your businesses grow. And so these people who I've noticed that have been winning have been innovators. And I think that just taking over a company and running I noticed I got a half a star in my book, and I shared a star with Deepak Chopra. There were 2 business books, and I got a half a star because we got one between us. And I noticed that every place else, the people were more open-minded, and they understood these basic principles. An entrepreneur, he finds the white space, he gives to that space, he gets paid as a result. That's entrepreneurship. They fill voids. They make the world better. They do things that people need, and then the people in turn pay them. And my book is about that. And then I got a half a star because there's no sound business advice. And so a lot of people who are running businesses, focus on quarterly results and business as usual, instead of finding alternative forms of energy or food or whatever it is that's destroying the planet. So I'm happy to be here with these innovators, because that's what American business needs, creative people doing innovative things that make the world better.
What role does the internet play on small business people, entrepreneurs, but you being a marketing expert, genius, particularly in the media and music industry? Where does the internet take this from here on?
Well, the internet, everything happens so quick. I tweeted a picture of the hostess, and I got a result right away. I tweeted a picture of Flaviana, I got a result right away. From 900,000 people. It's quick. The internet, whether it's Twitter, whether it's Facebook, whether it's all of these media outlets where we don't wait until the morning. I always notice that globalgrind.com, my internet company, tells me something, it comes up, and 18 hours later it's in the paper. It's like, that's old, right? And it's old. So the world's moving much faster. And I think that's good, if it's used properly.
What's the state of black business in America?
Well, I feel like competing for 3% of America's wealth is a sad predicament to be in if you're an African American. I think that we fought so hard for integration, and integration destroyed the economics of the black community. There's no black doctor on your corner or pharmacist, is there? No black. So that idea of right. So there's no black. Well, my point is that since the integration has done so much to destroy the economics of the black community, I can't imagine it with such rich culture and so many great ideas that African Americans don't integrate. And I think that's kind of there's an old boys club, and then there's also the fault of those who don't integrate. I think it's genius if a kid comes out of the ghetto and makes it to Harvard. I think it's even more brilliant if that same kid has a party afterwards and all of his friends from Harvard are black. I don't know where he finds them. And I think that's, as a chairman of the Foundation for Ethnic Understanding, I get research. I know, for instance, that 73% of the American Jewish community marry outside of their religion. I know that other communities are integrating, and the African American community is last to integrate, and their culture is first to integrate. And some of their ideas and innovation in America, really made a big difference. And so when they're not part. Elijah Muhammad said something very interesting. He said that, like horses, African Americans have chains around their necks, and if you take the chains off, they still sit there. And I really believe it's important. I think integration is very important. And that's not only business integration. I mean, I can't do it, at the office. Can't wave at someone and say you're integrated. You have to find people with common interests, and you have to, really get a real friendship, and you find ideas on the beach together, and you create businesses. And I think that's something that's not so popular in the African American community, and it's hurtful.
Last question.
That's how you asked me a tough question, right? That's for the Source Magazine and Vibe. Oh, you all heard that, right? It's important.
You mentioned Elijah Muhammad, who one of his big books was Eat to Live. Now, obviously,
I'm a vegan, yeah.
Eating is important to you. As far as black people are concerned, we strive in diabetes and we have cancer, a lot of things of that nature. What words of advice do you give to them, and do you intend to, or are you taking any steps to educate people on the importance of proper diet?
Well, my books talk quite a bit about that, about diet, and I'm an animal rights activist, and I speak quite a bit about the suffering that's caused as a result of our need to eat animals. You know, all the oil that the Army doesn't use is, even before consumers, is used making the meat you eat. All the grain that can feed the poor, all the water, people die of lack of clean water. 10,000 Africans, a day, really, lack of clean water. Worst cause of global warming, more than all the trains, planes, and automobiles put together ×2. Cows farting. Right? And then the worst karmic disaster in the history of humankind is 15 billion farm animals. And then you eat it and you get sick. So I recommend a vegetarian diet first, and then when you can make it, a vegan diet. But you have to move towards a healthier diet, and I think that's critical. And it's not always the most expensive. I know it's expensive, some of these new vegetarian meals, but there's all kinds of things, and I want to promote them. I think I'm going to have to start a business that promotes them. I'm doing research now, and I'm working with some of the larger companies, developing more healthy alternatives.
Thank you. Thank you for your time. Thank you, everyone.